Hi. So I'm doing my 3 miles after I did half my bike ride. So I wanted to talk about my lymphedema. And I want to just tell you what happened. You know, my mom and my dad had issues with their legs. My dad had like varicose veins, and my mom had phlebitis, and she had blood clots and stuff. And when I compared the pictures of her legs and my legs, I think when I was like 6 years old, and when she was like 19, we almost stand exactly the same. And my right leg is hyperextended, and my knee is actually positioned the same way as she holded it, right? So, through my pregnancy, I gained a lot of weight in my pregnancy. I gained 35 pounds, so I went from 130 to 165. And after delivery of almost a 10-pound baby, I lost only 10 pounds, right? So I was 27 years old. So I tried to lose the weight, and the lowest I got was 145. Coincidentally, with my lap band, my set point was 147. So, I started to train for triathlons. I had my bariatric surgery in September of 2012. I started at January 2012 at 210 pounds, somewhere around there. When I had my bariatric surgery, I had to lose 10%. So I had lost 10 pounds, and it took from January to September. And I worked really hard for that. So after that, I went on the operating table for the lap band. I chose the lap band because it was the least invasive. And I wanted to get back down to 140 pounds. And I stalled out at 147. But I had a fat percentage of 15%, which I was happy. I mean, I can't beat myself up over that because I really tried hard. I kind of think if I had a different kind of surgery, I probably would have gotten to my goal. But the lap band is only good for, I think, 50% of your weight loss, and I lost 80%. So I kept it off somewhat. Had an unfilled lap band in 2016 or end of 2016. And so I've been fighting regain, right? My body wants to eat, and I'm fighting the food beast. Yeah, I'm fighting the food beast a lot. I was vegan. I did a lot of body hacks. Doing OMAD now. Doing 10 miles on the bike and 3 miles on the pavement. But it's all about diet, right? So I do fasting, intermittent fasting. I don't do high fat. I do low carb. And yeah. So the thing about it is I'm in menopause, so I'm in a whole different category. If I was 20 years old, that'd be no problem. But I have a metabolic disorder, right? Lymphatic, and then I have what you call menopause. I got hormonal issues. I lost my job in June of 2017. Thank God. I'm enjoying my life now, right? I'm poor, but I'm enjoying my life. Yeah, stress-free. So I've been working on my fitness since I got laid off. I sort of got a little depressed. I was depressed for about 6 months, I guess. I got unemployment for about 6 months. So, I don't try to ruminate on things that I can't change. Am I going to go back to work? Probably so. I'm 57, I'm going to be 58 in December. I'm going to collect Social Security. I'm going to take it early at 62. Yeah, and I was a triathlete for 3 years, and I got hurt on the course, right? I hurt my right leg in a race, in a triathlon race. And I had like severe pains in my legs in the swim, and that's when people mostly have heart attacks and stuff like that, or they get themselves killed on the bike. I know somebody that husband did a triathlon, and I don't know what happened, but he died on the course. I don't know if he had a heart attack or crashed his bike. But I crashed my bike. I mean, I split on Ironman in 2013. I split my elbow open, finished the race, did a half Ironman, did 2 half Ironmans, and got 11 sutures in my left elbow. When I got back to Maryland, I did a out-of-state Ironman. Yeah, I crashed at mile 10 of the 47 miles, and then I ran another half marathon. But in 2016, I gained weight, right? Now, when you're a marathon runner or a triathlete, every pound makes a difference. So I gained like 6 pounds or whatever, and it made a big difference. So I was struggling on the race, and I did here in Maryland. It was what was it? It was an intermediate. It was intermediate triathlon, and we had 3 big hills. So when I got out of the water, and I was getting cramps when I pushed myself, and I always thought it was because I was dehydrated. Of course, I did a lot of salt licks and hydrated on the bike, and I was vegan, and I did a lot of that. So I hurt my leg on the triathlon, and I bonked, right? I DNF'd it. That was the last triathlon that I did, because right after the race, my right leg started swelling up, and everybody said, go to the hospital, you might have a DVT. Well, probably did, but I knew what to do. I took some aspirin, and I wasn't going to go to the hospital because they give you all those blood thinners, and they kill you there. So, and I worked in the hospital, and I worked in interventional cardiology. I wasn't about to go there, so I treated myself, and I had like shooting pains down my leg, and it was really bad. I mean, my doctor kept saying it was all in my head. Finally, I told her, I said, look, I don't know what's wrong with my leg. She sent me to physical therapy, and I was diagnosed by the physical therapist with a lymphatic condition called lipedemia. Lipedemia, which is a impaired lymphatic system, and that probably what blew my right leg out. I think I did damage the groin, because you have all lymphatics. You have like 600, 700 lymphatics in your body. I think I pulled the groin one. Now, my doctor wouldn't do the lymphedemography to see what lymphatic issue was, whatever, and they shoot the dye in you, and they do an MRI. But I don't need all those tests, because I know there's a problem, and I've been working it out. So I had 2 congestive decompression therapy, where they wrap your legs in 3 layers, bandages, and you have to keep them on for 24 hours or 20 3 hours and then get a shower and then wrap your legs up and essentially what they do is they milk your legs of all the lymph, which is only temporary because there's no cure for lymphedema, right? People that have breast cancer, lymph node biopsies, they ruin their lymph nodes, and it's a lifetime of issue, right? So I've been dealing with that off and on, and humidity will swell my legs, right? So the thing about it is that I have a genetic predisposition to have not, like, some people have like big boobs and some people have big arms, and you see I don't have any fat on my arms. I'm very small up top. As a matter of fact, before I got pregnant, I was flat-chested. I never had boobs. I mean, I used to have to pad my bra. And then when I got pregnant, I was like a cow, you know? But I don't have big breasts. And there's even padding in there, so my headlights don't show in this thing. So, you know, I don't have very big upper body. I have a tiny waist. And I could never heal my or lose my juicy legs. Juicy. So, I mean, I got strong legs, but I got a lot of veins and I bruise easy, and you know, I don't like them. And they never got skinny. Miles, I would run miles and miles and miles and miles, and my legs would never get small, right? I mean, my husband has legs like pencils, you know, and he's 185, he's 6 foot tall. He has legs like pencils. His legs are about as big as my arms. But, you know, I have a very small waist. I don't have a big fat belly. I mean, I have a couple rolls, but never had any plastic surgery. I wish I could have liposuction. If I had $10,000, I could get it all sucked out and I would have perfect legs, you know. That's what everybody does with this disorder, because the lymphatics and the cytokines, what they do is they make fat cells, okay? So I'm constantly trying to fight my body to get the fat cells off because it wants to make them, right? And I thought being vegan was going to take me to nirvana. I thought that was going to be the saving grace. My hair fell out, you know? Every time I decrease my calories below, I say 800 or whatever, my hair starts falling out, you know? My hair has never been the same. It's never been the same since I had a lap band. Never. The texture, you know, and I eat very healthy. I mean, a small quantity, even though my lap band is unfilled, and I eat nutritiously, very nutritiously. I try to get the most bang for my buck. I've done every freaking body hack. It's hormonal, and I really wish I could revise to the sleeve. But I don't have any insurance, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get my husband to change insurances and get me under his, because he's Medicare, right? So he has Kaiser, so I'm trying to get him to switch from Kaiser Medicare back, because he works part-time, went back to work because I'm not working. So he's working part-time, 35 hours, and then he's going to switch over to his company and cover me under his plan. Now, hopefully, maybe if I have insurance and if I get a job, then I'll go to Mexico, because I can't get revision surgery here in the United States because you have to have a high BMI, and my BMI is 30. So, you have to have a comorbidity, and I don't have any health issues anymore. Although I do have GERD, and my sleep apnea was cured after I lost the 65 pounds. And I don't take any medicine except the GERD, because I found out that I had night cough, and the night cough, come to find out, was from GERD, and from all the throwing up through the years with the LymphedemA or PB, and I got my hiatal hernia back, and I got H. pylori, and I had ulcers in my esophagus, and that's why my LymphedemA was unfilled in 2016, and I think that cured it. I don't think I have the ulcers anymore. So yeah, so that's a story. So I have to wrap my legs. I wrap my legs in what you call short stretch bandages, and I have a pneumatic pump, and I have compression stockings that insurance bought, $600 custom, and I have a whole drawer full of custom stuff for my legs, to hold my legs so they don't swell in the heat or from exercise, right? Everybody says, oh, it's what you eat, you know? It's not how you exercise. 80% diet, 20% exercise, right? Well, I did it. I've been doing it every damn day since January of 2012. Am I perfect? No. Because I don't think anybody can be perfect. But as you see on my channel, if you look back, I've been pretty consistent. So, if I get insurance and if I get a job, I'm going to go to Mexico to get the sleeve. Now, if I got the sleeve with the GERD, it would probably make it worse. But I don't want gastric bypass, because I'm about 155 now. If I can get back down to 140 and stay there, I'd be so happy, because that's when my legs are the smallest. The fat, you know, to lose the fat and the extra adipose, because I have a Kim Kardashian Donkey Kong. I have a very nice round booty. Some people get butt injections and all that stuff. I got a natural curvature booty that sits way up high, like a bucket butt. I got a lot of muscle in there. Done leg lifts and squats and all that stuff to get up and you know, high, not sagging. But you know, I've done a lot of damn exercising and body hacks and starvation diets and shit like that. I'm never going to be skinny unless I go through starvation again, right? That is bariatric surgery metabolically. This LymphedemA only worked for 3 months. 3 months metabolically. So as you see, yeah, and see my legs. I don't have so yeah, and I have type of hip flexors because I'm 57, going to be 58 years old. That's what happens when you get old, right? Your hip flexors get tight. And yeah, so I do it every damn day. Every damn day. So anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again. Bye.